So I'm on my way today to a couple of appointments, but one of the appointments that I have today is for a home inspection. I represent the buyers on this home, and so when I represent the buyers, I always recommend a full, complete, thorough inspection done by one of my top recommended inspectors in the area. There are inspectors on the full gamut, from very, let's say nonchalant to very, very thorough. As a realtor, I believe it is our duty and our responsibility to recommend to buyers that, number one, you should never purchase a home without a full, thorough inspection. And then as the buyer, if you're represented by a realtor, you should have plenty of days in your contract to negotiate for either repairs, for a price reduction, or listen, simply to walk away. You as the buyer can walk away during your due diligence period for any reason at all. And I would say, whether you're purchasing a brand new home or one that's 100 years old, you absolutely want to have it inspected. There's no such thing as a perfect home. The good news for you as the seller, if you are thinking about putting your home on the market anytime soon, is that a home cannot pass or fail an inspection. There's no such thing as a perfect home. I guarantee you, an inspector is like an investigator. Their job is to find things, right? To find things that they believe are out of code or broken or in need of repair. They're not looking for cosmetic issues, like is something pretty. They're not looking for things like that. They're looking for things that are unsafe or broken, those kinds of things, right? So you as the seller have one first shot to make a great first impression. So you as the seller, remember this. These are the things that I see. I've closed now in the last 6.5 years, probably close to 600 transactions. Probably 85% of those are homes. So when I tell you I have seen every single thing known to man that an inspector can find, the great news is 99% of those things are fixable, they're repairable, they're fine. Very, very, very seldom do I represent buyers. In fact, in the last 6.5 years, I can probably count on less than one hand the number of buyers who have walked away after an inspection, because everything's fixable. Pretty much everything is fixable. And listen, we have dealt with some doozies of things that sometimes I thought the buyers may very well walk away, but they did not, because sellers are usually very motivated to close a deal, which means they're usually very motivated to make repairs or make a price adjustment or do what they need to do to save the deal. But that's why it's so important, whether you're selling or you're buying, to have a real estate agent on your side who closes lots of deals and has seen basically everything that could get flagged. So if you're a seller and you're thinking about putting your house on the market soon, know that the good news is that it can't pass or fail an inspection, right? An inspector has a list. Every Louisiana inspector basically has the same list to go through and to follow. Some are way more thorough than others, right? And some things are just very, very subjective. But things like broken windows, missing covers on junction boxes in the attic, missing panels in a breaker box, leaky faucets, missing shingles on a roof. All of those things are things that they are looking at the same list of protocol that they have to follow, and they will mark them usually green. Let's say they get up on top of your roof and your roof looks great, then it's going to be green on the inspection report generally. If it looks like it has a lot of age on it, if it's missing some shingles, it may be yellow. Or if it looks like it is just so old that it probably just needs to be replaced altogether, then it's probably going to be red. Same things for windows. If they're all functional, if there's no fog in between them, if they're double paned, if they all seal well, if there's no cracks, they're probably going to be green, right? But if there are a couple that have fog in the middle, which, listen, is very, very, very common in Louisiana. Windows that are double paned, every time it seems like we have some kind of major, major storm, those windows end up having fog in the middle. And I've seen it on pretty much every type of brand of windows. It happens. We're in Louisiana. The foundation is always shifting because we're so close to the coast. There are issues. Not necessarily a bad thing, just not very pretty when you have fog between the two glasses, right? So those are the kinds of things that inspectors going to flag. The good news is your home cannot fail an inspection. There's no pass or fail grade. There's just a key with every inspector, and they all have a different key. Some might say great condition, marginal condition, poor condition. They all have their own key, and they all have their own level of expertise. Like I say to people, an inspector, if his previous job was an electrician, then the expertise that he probably has when he's inspecting the house is the electrical. If he was not a roofer, then his expertise is not the roof, right? It's just his opinion of what he sees. So just remember this, as a seller, being proactive and fixing, repairing, bringing up to code things that could potentially get flagged by an inspector when your house goes under contract is crucial. It's very important. And so you want to do those things. If you are thinking about selling anytime soon and you need some advice on what's worth your money, because listen, some things are just not even worth repairing or worth fixing. Some things are not. Some things are minimal. Some things just get flagged on pretty much every inspection. But that's why it's important that you should align yourself with a real estate agent who closes lots and lots and lots of deals, who's dealt with lots of inspectors, and who knows the most common things that get flagged every single time. Y'all have a fabulous day, and remember this, in real estate, there are no stupid questions. Ask all your questions. It's the only way you're going to learn. Get this question also, is it a great time to be a buyer? Is it a great time to be a seller? Listen, when you need a buy and you need a sell, it's a great time. Y'all have a great day. Take care.